What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Younger MMA. So, one thing I talk about a lot on this channel is how you are more than your physical body. So, the way I like to describe it, to give a quick recap, is this life is like a video game. You are walking around in your physical body, your avatar, and then the more important aspect of you is outside of the video game. So, you could call it your soul, you could also call it your consciousness. And so that is the part of you that is definitely affected by your actions within like the video game, or however you want to think about it. And vice versa. So the condition of your soul will affect how you feel in this game. And I want to talk about taking risk. So the title of the video will be, "It's never as bad as you think it would be." Or it's never as bad as you think it is. And just to give an example, this weekend I had a lot of sparring to do from Friday to today, Sunday, and the final session before I get to go home, it's like Sunday afternoon, and I went in there like kind of feeling like crap, and I was kind of thinking, man, like, how is this gonna go? Do I really want to do this? Like, is this really, like, damn, But once I got in there, it was probably the most enjoyable session I had all weekend. And I've noticed that a lot, like, even just with working out, some of the workouts that I've really gotten into flow state and, like, really enjoyed it were the days that I had to really, like, kick myself and get myself up to go work out, It's not always necessarily the days where you're hyped up, even though you think it would be. And a lot of the things that you'll have to do in life, if you really want to actually live a life worth living, and not just stay in your comfort zone, like, you're going to be taking risk. What I do fighting is just a little more straightforward, but I see that with, like, everything, like, if you're an artist, putting your art out there, opening yourself up to criticism, just putting yourself out there. But you need to know something, in case you haven't already figured it out, and that is that it's never as bad as you think it's going to be. And when it's over, you'll be glad you did it. And I feel like that part of you that is outside of all this, so your soul, or whatever you want to call it, I believe that it is, like, really replenished and cleansed when you do that kind of stuff. Because that's what life is supposed to be, it's supposed to be an adventure. And sometimes things, like, aren't going to go how you want it to. So for me personally, like, I have had a lot of fights get canceled. I had a lot of opponents basically turn me down, which is unfortunate because my record is like 2-1. So it's not I'm not like 50-0, and like people were turning me down left and right. I was trying to stay active all year and didn't really go that way. So I could be bummed out about that and be like, oh, 2025 didn't go how I wanted it to. And, I'm big on, like, New Year's and goals for the year and stuff. So I could be bummed out, like, oh, 2025, it was supposed to be this, but it's not. And, dude, you know what? My favorite thing about being a human is when that happens and you're like, all right, 2026. That's my favorite thing about being a human. It's the indomitable human spirit, like, just being like, dude, I don't care if I live in, like, a futuristic dystopia where social media is, like, ruining a lot of things and things are, like, dark out here. I don't care. Like, I'm still gonna go for it. I'm still gonna do it. I don't care. Like, life can kick me around all it wants. I don't care. Like, I'm always gonna try to make things better, and I'm always gonna take a risk every time. And another thing about taking risks is it'll open doors for you, because, I mean, if you sit around, like, people aren't just gonna come up and offer you opportunities. But when you put yourself out there and you have the balls to do that, people will notice that, and more importantly, they'll respect that. There's a lot of people that say they're going to do that shit and they never do. So if you just put yourself out there and get skin in the game, people see who you are, and you start to develop a reputation. And when you move with character, people notice that and they want to give you opportunities and try to help you. but you're never going to get the help you need not putting yourself out there. And your mind will, you know, tell you it's going to be so crazy. And maybe it is, like, maybe it is a big challenge, you know? Like, but I mean, isn't that why you want to do it? Like, do you expect anyone to respect you for doing things that are not scary and that are not difficult? Why would they respect you? That's what everyone does. Everyone does that and can do that. So why would they respect you for doing that? You know? But more importantly, like, it's not about other people. Like, why would you respect yourself? Your self-talk, like in your head, will change over time as you take more risk. So as you put yourself out there and you do this more, you'll notice that you become more comfortable with who you are. And the voice in your head is a lot more positive and encouraging instead of like beating yourself up all the time and being so hard on yourself. And if you're just like some kind of artist or athlete or something, like putting everything you can into your craft, it's almost like a life jacket to help you float, you know, in this ocean, because no matter what else is going on in your life, like financially or whatever, relationships, whatever, if you're putting a lot of time and energy into your craft, whatever that may be, your passion, you know, no matter what else is going on in your life, you know that you're doing good in that. So no matter what else is going on in my life, for example, as long as I stay on this path, I know that I'm doing good with this fighting shit. So even if something else goes wrong, I know I'm doing good with this. Nothing else matters, you know? But when you don't have that, that's when, you know, instead of having a life jacket, you're just treading water. And we all know you can only do that for so long before you drown, right? Because things are always going to happen. But when you're really focused on your craft, you always have that. Like, that's always with you. Nobody can take that from you. So yeah, it's never as bad as you think it's going to be. Take the risk. Continue to do that over and over again. And see how your inner condition changes. Like, yeah, you'll still have bad days, but it's easier to pick yourself back up. Alright guys, this is Younger MMA. I'll be back soon. Peace.